This is a side that needs no introduction. Eden Hazard, Romelu Lukaku, Michy Batshuayi, Kevin De Bruyne, Axel Witsel, Yannick Carrasco, Dries Mertens, Thomas Meunier. The list goes on and on. And when taking into account just where exactly the Belgium national team was a decade ago, it's quite incredible that many critics are lauding this current generation of Belgian players as potential contenders to go on to lift the 2018 World Cup trophy. Similar to the Swedes that I mentioned in a previous video, Belgium did not qualify for the 2006 and 2010 World Cups. At that point in time, they were very much living in the shadow of their Western European counterparts who were dominating the international football scene. And what the Belgian FA has been able to do in rebuilding and getting to this point is nothing short of impressive. Menacing in nearly every area of the pitch, this current Belgium national team is a side that nobody wants to go up against in any major international tournament. And they have the look of a team that is just threatening to break through into that upper echelon of championship territory. The issue with Belgium is hype versus living up to it is a little bit skewed in the direction of the latter. In the last two major tournaments of Euro 2016 and World Cup 2014, Belgium haven't really lit up the tournament as they have promised to do. In 2014, they scraped through the group stages with very tight one-goal margins in each of their games, including a come-from-behind victory against Algeria in the group stage. They required extra time to put away the United States against an albeit on-fire Tim Howard in goal. In Euro 2016, they were eliminated in the quarterfinals against a surprise Welsh team 3-1, when Belgium had landed itself on the easier side of the bracket after all the other European powerhouses, once the group stages were over, found themselves on the other side having to knock off each other. Belgium very much had a clear path to at least the semifinals, with only really Portugal and Wales standing in their way, and they blew it. They would have avoided the likes of Spain, France, Germany, and Italy, but they blew it. For Belgium, it's all about this. Can this squad of extremely gifted players bring it all together? Can they gel in time for the World Cup in just a few weeks from now? This is an area where I actually agree with typical football analysts such as Alexi Lawless, where they say that for the 2018 World Cup, it's time for Belgium to, in his words, put up or shut up. A point will come when their moniker of dark horse will fade should this generation fail to live up to their full potential. Now, I've always considered Belgium to be just a less cohesive version of France, and I still stand by that statement. The burden of proof is on Belgium to do something special this summer. And by special, they almost certainly have to get to at least the semifinals to quell the inquiry, the question over whether or not this team really is up to par with the world's best. They're led by manager Roberto Martinez, who, by several estimates, is an improvement upon Mark Wilmots, who really failed to bring the full-on best out of this team during his stint as manager in 2014 and 2016. The problem is, Roberto Martinez, he makes a few questionable substitutions during games, as noted in their qualification phase for 2018, and lineups. A couple of weeks ago, he named a provisional lineup where he left out midfielder Raja Nainggolan which came very much to the derision of Belgian football critics alike. Considering the season that a player like Raja Nainggolan has had for AS Roma in the Champions League, and considering that he is arguably Belgium's most aggressive midfielder, this could be a decision that proves to be costly for Belgium should they advance further in the tournament and go up against sides of equal or greater caliber. It certainly is a head-scratcher as to why Martinez felt compelled to leave out Nainggolan for the tournament, considering Nainggolan's pace on the ball, his grittiness and willingness to win the ball back to create chances for the final third going forward. But maybe he knows something that we don't. So let's look at the positives, and there are many, many positives of this Belgian side. Belgium finished second place overall in European qualification with 28 points from an available 30, finishing level with Spain, and securing 43 goals with a goal differential of plus 37. Granted, this came in a qualifying group against the likes of Greece, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Estonia, Cyprus, and Gibraltar, and it does call into question whether or not Belgium will be able to repeat this kind of domination in a World Cup. But the simple fact that they finished as one of the most dominant sides in the regional qualification zone alone speaks to their merit and the very distinct possibility that they can go all the way. There's a lot of debate over whether or not this Belgium team can actually win the World Cup. And depending on who you believe, they are either diehard flops or they are secret candidates slipping under the radar that can go on to become the 9th country ever to win the World Cup. Personally, I don't think they can do it. I think Belgium maximum semis. But from Football Pharaoh's perspective, going out in the quarterfinals or even the round of 16 would not be something that is worthy of a response of shock. Because they get to the round of 16, they most likely play Poland or Colombia. They play Poland, I put them as slight favorites. They play Colombia, I put that as a toss-up. I really do. And then they get to the quarterfinals, most likely they play Brazil. At that point, I think it's lights out. But, you know. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe. I try not to talk too much because I try to keep each video within 7 to 8 minutes, 7 to 9 minutes, 10 at the most. So enjoy the next one, which will be later today.